We live, baby. What's going on, everybody? Steve here, Rake and Profit. Hope you guys are having a beautiful day so far. It's Tuesday, August 26th. It's about 11 o'clock right now. And I figured I would do some live sourcing. Okay, so I'm going to be using the tool Replen Catcher to go look on eBay. And I figured I would do some. And I've got my comments going. Sorry about that. But we're going to use Replen Catcher to see if we could find some deals on eBay to flip on Amazon. Okay, so Replen Catcher is a tool that I've developed and have been developing with a team of software engineers for the last 2 years. And this is the tool that I use to be able to source all of my deals from eBay that are undervalued that I then flip on Amazon. Okay, so I've been flipping items from eBay to Amazon for about 5 years now. 5 years now? Yeah, almost 5 years. It's been quite a while. I can't believe it. And I started flipping from eBay to Amazon because I didn't want to have to spend so much time sourcing from thrift stores and library sales, flea markets, having to drive all around town across the state. And matter of fact, I got into a pretty nasty accident when I was driving on the highway one time, and it really messed me up. And just started having a lot of anxiety from driving and whatnot. And I said, there's got to be a better way for products to come to me. And back then I discovered eBay to Amazon flipping, and I was doing a lot of manual sourcing, looking things up one by one. And now I've created a software that automates the process. So yeah, I'm spending so far in 2025, I'm averaging about $30,000 per month that I'm spending on eBay with Replen Catcher. But just recently, I've actually ramped it up to between $40,000 to $50,000 on average. I'm going to be spending on eBay to sell on Amazon because Q4 is right around the corner, right? We've got October, November, December. And if you've ever sold on Amazon, and if you're going after like toys or video games or DVDs, electronics, you know that items sell fast during Q4. So I'm ramping up my spend. My team and I were purchasing a lot more products. And let me share my screen. I'll share with you how much we spent yesterday, and then we'll get into doing some sourcing. Okay, so bear with me for one moment. I'm just going to get everything set up here. If you guys are watching live, let me know where you are watching live from. And if you could hear me, if you could see me, let me know. Yeah, I've been doing more live streams, but for some reason, YouTube does not share my live stream with my audience whatsoever. Like right now, we've got 2 people watching out of 199,000 people. And I know right now, I might not be the smartest, I might not be the brightest, but I know for goddamn sure there's going to be more than 2 people watching 200,000 followers on YouTube, unless you guys don't like making money. One thing that I've learned over the years is there's a lot of people who don't really want to learn how to make money. They just want to be entertained. You know, they want to make money, but they don't want to go out and source. They don't want to learn. They don't want to learn how to scan items. They don't want to learn how to, use a new software. So maybe that's the case. Maybe we've gotten to a point in time in this world where people who are honest, people who are actually making money, people who are actually doing it, maybe people don't want to hear that. But I have a strange inkling feeling that YouTube is just not pushing out my videos anymore, which is really, really weird because I feel like I'm one of the few people actually creating honest content in the Amazon community, actually doing it, actually making money. But then again, I don't know. You guys educate me. I don't know what's going on with YouTube, but I'm going to keep sharing the wealth. I'm going to keep sharing the knowledge. If YouTube doesn't want to share it with people, then what are you going to do? One of my coaches taught me, you got to control the controllables. So what can I control? Creating valuable content, sharing the wealth, helping people. And it is what it is. If people use it, they use it. If they don't, they don't. If YouTube doesn't promote it, then I guess that's God's plan. So let me get in and share my screen really quick. Okay, perfect. So you should be able to see my screen. I'm just getting everything set up here. All right, okay, all right. So rock and roll. What's up, Junior? Good to see you. We got Texas in the house. Perfect, perfect. Okay. All right. So let's see how do we get this to share? Share screen. Share entire screen. Okay, perfect. So Hopefully you guys will be able to see my screen. Let's make sure that this is actually working. If you guys can see my screen, let me know. I just want to make sure that this is good before we go. If you guys can see my screen. And it doesn't look like it's sharing for some reason. What's going on, StreamYard? Why are we not sharing? Maybe that's it. There we go. I think that's working now. Perfect. All right, awesome. So what you see on my screen, this is my E2A master sheet. So this is a software that I've built that integrates with my eBay account. So every single day we can see how much we've purchased, how much we've spent, so on and so forth. So you can see this is yesterday. I'm not going to scroll all the way over to the left because it's going to expose all my products, all my ASINs. And I share a lot of these with my members of my group in the E2A masterclass and my program. So I'm not going to disrespect them and, expose all my products to the public on YouTube. But I'll definitely share some. But you can see yesterday I spent $2,230. The tracking numbers are starting to come in. Some are missing just because the eBay seller hasn't shipped it out yet. Okay, so if you scroll over a little bit, you can see these are the different ROIs on the items. Some of our ROIs are a little less than 50%. Usually I want to source at least 50% ROI, but like I said, we've increased our spend a lot. So my team's been reaching out and saying, hey, we've got this opportunity. It's a little less. It's going to do well during Q4. Can we buy it? So yeah, yesterday spent about 2,300, should make about 1,300 projected profit. And that's based off of my minimum and maximum pricing. So all my ROI and all my profits are made up of if we sell it at the minimum price. Of course, the item could go down. It happens, or it could go up, which happens as well, right? We have our min price, our max price, and then we have Be Cool repricing it for us. And you can see everything is going to Little Owl Prep. So that's where we ship everything to. We have a prep center, and then all the tracking numbers, all the information per flip. So if I scroll up, you'll see, the day before that, we only spent 432 because that was, I think that was a Sunday. Day before 1,600, the day before 1,900. Let me scroll over so we can see what oh, that was profit. Wait, I spent more than that. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. So we spent 2,100. Trying to get it to show everything. $2,100, $1,500 potential profit, 73% ROI. The next day we spent 3,000, 2,200 potential profit, right? Projected. But a lot of these are replens. The day before 3,500, almost 3,000. You could see all the information here. The day before 1,600, 1,300 potential profit, average ROI, 70%. So, you can see I'm doing this every day. I wish I could show you everything, but yeah, I'm spending quite a bit of money on eBay using Replen Catcher. So let's get right into doing some sourcing here. I'm going to refresh this and we are going to do some sourcing with Replen Catcher. So if anyone has any questions, feel free to ask away. What is going on, YouTube? Where is everybody? It's just funny now. Like the things have changed so much on YouTube, and it's like, it doesn't matter if there's 2 people who show up or 200, but at the end of the day, it's like, I feel like I'm going to be sharing some great information, and YouTube doesn't even share my videos anymore. Like I'm literally live to 200,000 people and there's 5 people watching right now. And I love it. And I'm grateful. And I'm glad that, there's some people I can help, but my beef is with YouTube. YouTube, what is going on? What is going on, YouTube? Can you share with me? If you guys are watching the replay, just drop a comment, let me know. But it's interesting. 3,000 videos, YouTube, and this is how you say thank you. I don't know, guys. It is what it is. What are you going to do? But let's do some sourcing. Let's see if we could find some deals. So with Replen Catcher in the live stream, you can create your own filter and search, or you can literally just go through and you can click a preset filter that's already built out. I think for this example, what we'll do is we'll pick our own filter. So let's just say we're going to go after movie and TV. Let's go after toys and games. Let's go after, we'll go after CDs. No CDs. We'll go movies. How about we just do movies and toys and video games? Let's do that. Let's go after new. That's what I like to go after. Let's say at least a $7 profit, at least a 40% ROI. I'm going to go a little bit lower than what I normally want just because I can make best offers. And then I'm going to leave pretty much everything else open. Maybe monthly sales, at least one sale per month. Let's do a search and see what we can find. So we have 302,000 results, and let's see how many it brings it down to. So it brings it down to 9,441 results. And we could see right here, anything in gold means I've sold this item before. Okay. So I've actually sold this item May 26th for 72. It looks like this item is for sale for $39.99. Let's see if it's still available. Yes, it is. It's a little beat up right there, but that shouldn't be too much of an issue. How's everything else looking? Doesn't look bad, but it looks like there's some type of wear, which I'm not thrilled with. Yeah, it even looks like, I don't know if that's a reflection, but I think I'm going to pass on that item. Let's scroll down. We got a DVD. That might be a mismatch. That looks like a mismatch. So we'll pass on that. Here we have a Star Wars toy. Yep, that's a match. Buy for 19. Replen catcher saying last captured value is 42. If we take a look at the buy box, looks like it's selling for around 35. You see this pink line, the new buy box for around 35, jumps up to about 45. The sales rank does slow down quite a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open this up and I'm going to take a look here and see what's going on. So I can see the buy box is coming in at 42.75. Let's get seller amp rocking and rolling. Let's take a look at the offers on this. And let's take a look at the Keepa chart a little bit more. Is there any history of this popping off during Q4? It doesn't really necessarily get too much faster, but it looks like this is consistently over $40. It is a higher rank. There's only one seller at 42.75. I haven't sold this before because if I did, there would be that gold background right there. If I can get this for $19.99, let's run the numbers on this. This might be some potential. $19.99 at 42.75. Real quick, I have to adjust something really quick. Let me see. Where is this? All right, let me pull that off for 1 second. I need to adjust something here in my settings without exposing my marketplace ID. What's up, Kippy? Thanks for doing this. What were all the cancellation refunds about on the E2A master sheet that many sellers canceled on? Yeah. Let me take a look in a second, but if it's in red or if it's canceled, it could be because sometimes, so I have a manager. So I have a virtual assistant I have two virtual assistants who do all the sourcing for me. So my manager will double check all the purchases before we actually, move everything to the prep center and whatnot. And sometimes we discover like an issue with it being damaged, or we discover I possibly discover there's maybe an IP issue, or we're not comfortable with the item. So sometimes we'll cancel it. Or we send out scripts to all the sellers, like with certain DVDs or certain products like DVDs. And we have a script that essentially says, hey, we know you're selling this as new, but we want to make sure there's no damage. We want to make sure it's not rattling inside, so on and so forth. So sometimes we'll end up canceling it because of that, or requesting a cancellation for one of those reasons. But it's usually us creating the cancellation because of an issue that we noticed before they ship it out. So hopefully that answers your question. All right, let me fix something really quick behind the scenes. Okay. And if you guys are watching live, feel free to say a hello. We are doing some live sourcing right now. Okay. Just adjusting a couple of things. And perfect. Okay. So we can get the screen share back, rocking and rolling. I had some settings that were off. All right. All right. Thanks, Kippy. Appreciate you. And let me know if you guys are doing any eBay to Amazon flipping. Okay, perfect. So we're back to this right here. So let's run the numbers on this. So pay $19.99. If we were to sell it for $42.75, that comes to a $10 profit, 52% ROI. And again, there's a history of this selling for 47, 48. It looks like the price came down a little bit during this period of time. Not sure why. I think whoever Ozone Toys is, they just kind of tanked the price, but I think they're gone. Yeah, they're off the listing, and Brian's Toys is back on it for 42. This looks solid. This doesn't look bad at all. If we take a look at the buy box statistics, we can see over the last year, all these check marks are FBA sellers. So this person was on it for 34, 35, Ozone at 38. So Brian's at 42. It's a little high. It's one of those toys. If you're ungated, there could be some potential here. So not a bad deal. Let's go back into Replen Catcher and let's see if there's any more opportunities that popped up here. All right, let's take a look here. We have a DVD 54 sell for 134. I could already tell based on the Keepa chart, there's a suppressed buy box because I don't see that nice pink line, which I like to see. That happens a lot of times on like slower selling DVDs. We can see the rank. It is 61,000, one sale over the last month. Let's investigate this one and see what is going on with this item right here. So one of the things that I'm trying to establish, okay, one of the things, I'm trying to get this off. Get out of here, Amazon. Leave me alone. One of the things that I'm trying to establish is what's the actual true intrinsic value of this item? What's it really worth? And the way that I'm able to kind of figure that out is to look in Keepa and look at the history of what's been going on here. So this is a little bit of a tricky one here. You can see that there's really no pink line because this is a new DVD. So I'm looking for that pink line, right? I'm looking for that buy box. It comes and goes. So if I take everything off the screen here, you can see that there's a buy box that came in at 140 deep dive books. Then you can see there was another one here at 104. Are they on the listing anymore? They're not on the listing anymore. So this might be one of those situations where there's really no buy box being shown because there's very few sellers on the listing. And we could actually confirm this. Yeah, take a look here. So you can see down here, a seller came on the listing for 104 and then boom, they were gone. A seller came on the listing right here for 140 and then boom, gone. Another one came and they were gone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look at the buy box statistics here. Over the last year, wow, that's weird. One person came out on 20 for 25 and then for 140. This is interesting. Let me open this up over the last 2,000 days. So you can see 24, 36, 34, but you don't know how old this is. This might be one of those DVDs that are just really hard to come across, or maybe there's a high pricing error that's possibly hitting. I'm not sure what's going on here, but we can buy this right now for $54.47. Looks like it's in good shape for $54. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Let's run the numbers on it and see if I bought this for 54. Is there a best offer? Can I make a best offer? There is a best offer option too. That's interesting. Is there any more available on eBay? I'm just curious. Let's go to lowest first. And let's go to condition new. Looks like there's one for actually for 45. There's actually one that we can buy for 45 right now. So Replen Catcher helps you to see all the other options. So we can actually get this for 45. And there's potential, if we look over the last 180 days, someone was on it for 140. And then someone was on it for 104 and disappeared. I mean, there could be potential here to sell this for $100, possibly. There's potential there, but it's a little bit risky. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things you can definitely take a risk on it. Maybe undercut them. What's up, Victor? You guys need to listen to this guy. He has figured out the secret sauce and flipping items from eBay to Amazon. The best part, anyone can do it. Hey, appreciate you, Victor. We got the Amazon to Amazon book mine flipping legend in the comments. Great to see you. So yeah, this is an interesting one. I don't think I would pay 45 for it. You know, if I can get it for maybe 30, I would try to sell it for 100. This could be a killer flip. You just don't know. There's just not a ton of data on this. There's not a ton of data. So let's get out of here. Let's go back to Replen Catcher. I did hear the little ding, so there's got to be a new offer that popped up, and there is right here. We've got a toy. I know that I'm ungated for this because it's in white. If it was restricted, it would be in pink. Like anything restricted is going to have this little pink red background in Replen Catcher as long as you integrate with your Amazon account. But let's analyze this. Let's make sure this is a match. So it looks like this is the same item. Yeah, he's got the little holster. He's got his little outfit. He's got his little turtleneck on. Yep, she's got her little forearm things. This looks like a match. Let's see what we got going on here. Buy it now. Only a 48% ROI. It's not incredible. There's not a lot of data. I can see with the buy box here, there's a history of it being at 40, and then the price just jumped up. So for that reason, Replen Catcher is pulling whatever Keepa gave it in terms of last captured data. So this probably isn't going to be worth $70. I could already see right there, just based on the Keepa chart. Yeah, I don't know why it's saying 70. Maybe somebody came in and priced it. Yeah, it looks like people came in at 74, but there's really no history of selling for that much. For that reason, I would probably not buy this. I'm looking more to flip items that have a history of selling at a specific price. Okay, here's an item. I don't know if were you guys able to hear the ding? Replen Catcher has alerts, which is really cool. So I heard the ding. This looks like it's a match. Let's take a look at this. So we've got a DVD that just popped up for $16.98. I can see the 90-day buy box price is 35. 30 days is 37. If we take a look at the Keepa chart, looks like it's really between 20 to 30 bucks. The price has inflated quite a bit, which I don't like when the history is at like 20, 25, and then it's jumped up to 40. We'll open this up. We'll investigate this a little bit, and we'll see if there's any potential here for a possible pickup. I haven't sold this item in the last year. If I did, it would have had a gold background, and it would have shared with me that information. We can see that there's an FBM seller at 24, 28, and then FBA at $39.99. Now, this is a seller that I compete with a lot. I have a feeling this person's an eBay to an Amazon flipper because he or she's on a lot of my listings. But the buy box is going to FBA at $39.99. But all because the buy box is at $39.99 doesn't mean I'm going to be able to sell it for that. So let's go into Keepa and let's take a look. So you can see that the buy box is really around 30 bucks and it's jumped up. I think it's jumped up because the number of sellers has dropped off a little bit. If we look back over the history of this item, I've just got the buy box showing. There is a little history of it selling for 35 or 40 bucks, but it's overly inflated right now. This is where people could get in trouble flipping from eBay to Amazon because you just assume you're going to sell this for 40, right? Because the buy box is at 40 and that's the only FBA. But if we look back at the history, this thing's selling for like 30 bucks all day long, 25 to 30 bucks. So yeah, we could buy this for 17 right now on Replen Catcher. And if we did buy it for 17 and flip it for $39.99, it looks like a great deal. But the problem is this is overly inflated. This is on the high end. All it's going to take is somebody to come in and price it at 30. And then next thing you know, Rapid Prime Bros is going to, drop their price. So this is why you always have to check Keepa and check the history and try to make conservative bets, because that's what we're doing, right? We're placing a bet. But the difference is placing bets doing this versus at the casino. At the casino, everything's already freaking pretty much made up and the odds are against you for the most part. This, you can manipulate things to increase your odds of winning. And one thing that I like to do is make sure I don't pay too much for my products based on an overly inflated price, if that makes sense. So, while we may not be sourcing some deals right now, hopefully you're learning some things to avoid. Okay. Let's see. I just heard a little ding. So let's see if we've got something new that popped up. All right. I don't see. Oh, something popped up right here. We have another DVD that just popped up. We've got Mr. Ed. Let's check this out. This is brand new sealed. Oops, I'm accidentally printing the page. This looks good. $10.98 free shipping. If we take a look right here, we can see the buy box is at $31.20. The rank is pretty high at $173,000. Let's see if there's anybody on this listing. FBA is actually coming in at 42. So we might be able to sell this for more. Let's take a look. So I can see right here that this thing looks like it's selling for about 35 to 40 bucks all day long. There's only 2 FBA sellers on the listing. If we look at the last 180 days, we got California Book. Who's on the listing? We got Hobby, Wholesale, and RI. So Be Unique, they're gone. They probably sold it for 39 bucks. Hobby's still on it. RA Buys is still on it, I believe. Yep. In California, sold it for 35. So this is probably $35 all day long. And we can get this item for $11. So that does look good. That's 120% ROI, $13 profit. But all because it's profitable doesn't mean I'm going to buy it, because I want to see if this thing actually sells. So yes, look, you can see these green drops. This item is selling. It's not super fast. The rank is a little bit high. If we look at the history of this, it actually is coming down in price, but there's still a market here. I mean, it's consistently selling for 35 bucks. We could pick it up for 11. You know, FBA is pretty inflated. If I sell it for 35, I would pick this up. Let's see if we can buy this. It looks good. I just want to make sure that's new. $10.95. Anything in the description looks good. Let's go to buy it now. All right. I'm actually gonna, yeah, we'll send this to the prep center. So I'm gonna choose my credit card. Boom, boom, my business credit card. Got my prep center set up. So let's confirm and pay, and let's get this purchase under our belt. You know, a little bit slower of a seller, but, you know, I think FBA is priced kind of high. So I think I could get 35 all day long. From 11 to 35, I mean, that's $13 profit. There will be, you know, some expenses and fees and whatnot, but decent buy. Nothing great, nothing amazing, but not a bad little buy. Let's get back over to the Replen catcher. All right. So we got a couple things that are popping up here. So we got a Spider-Man game, or a, yeah, I mean, it's under toys category, but it's like a little action figure, 42% ROI. I'm going to skip that. What else? Oh, we got a little Breaking Bad item that just popped up. I've sold this item 5 times in the last 12 months. Again, how does Replen Catcher know that I sold it 5 times? It integrates with my Amazon account. So if you use Replen Catcher, just connect it to your account. It takes 2 minutes, and it'll let you know the items that you've sold before, which is really cool. As a matter of fact, if I wanted to, I can turn hide unsold products, and it'll show me only the products in the live stream that I've sold before. So it's going to show me all these items that I've sold before, which is really, really cool. But let's analyze this deal, because I just saw this pop up. You got to be careful with some of these action figures, because the glue could be disconnecting a little bit. And it looks like, I mean, it doesn't look terrible. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad. I mean, there's a little bit of wear there, but I think that's fine. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to cause any issues. I like my action figures to be pristine with the cardboard. I mean, that's what Amazon's terms of service says. I could probably get away with it, but let me run the numbers on that. Buy for 33. I literally just sold this 11 days ago. No, 9 days ago for $68.35. I sold this 5 days before that for $63, and then I sold it a couple months before for $65.99. So let's see. Do I have any in my inventory? No, I don't have any in inventory right now. So if I bought it for $33 and sold it for $69.99, let's run the numbers on that. $33.05. $69.99, but that might be a little overly inflated. I mean, that's 63% ROI. That's where the buy box is right now. I mean, it's pretty consistent. It's not a bad flip. I think I'm just going to skip it, because I'm kind of a stickler for the condition, but definitely another good pickup if I wanted to. Let me turn hide unsold products off just so I can see all the results coming in. And if you keep hearing that ding, I mean, Replen Catcher is literally monitoring eBay 24/7 around the clock, millions of products. So all day long, this just never ends. It's just freaking, the products just keep coming and coming. That's a mismatch. I don't know what that is, so I'm going to skip over that. Let's see what else we got here. I'm just seeing if there's anything that kind of stands out. This looks like it's overly inflated. Someone just jacked up the price. Let's try to find something that's interesting. I flipped this one a bunch. Look, they said brand new, but I could already tell this looks used. Yeah, eBay sellers will do that, so you got to be careful. I flipped this thing a lot in the past. It looks like I haven't flipped it in the last year. Let me do a little search here and see if there's any more on eBay. New. Let's go new, newly listed. There are some available. This one's a stock photo, but this person has 814 reviews. Sometimes I'll buy stock photos. I just want to confirm this is new. This might be an interesting deal. Up for sale, Looks like it's just AI creating the description. I mean, I can send a message and confirm if it's new, but there's another one here, right here. Oh, and a best offer. So we can buy this one for 18 plus 4. So it's about 22 bucks. Let me run the numbers on this. 22 to 41. Might be able to sell this for more. 22. Let me see what this is selling for. Looks like, okay, yeah, there's a history. 39, 40, 41. FBA's at 40, 66. So not enough. Cool thing about SellerAmp is it'll tell you your max cost. So for me to make a 50% ROI, I'd have to get it around like $18.50 to make about $10 profit, 52% ROI. So for me I would have to really get it for like 18 bucks. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a best offer on this. So let's go in and let's make a best offer. And this is what my team does. Sourcing directly from the live stream, it's kind of hit or miss. Sometimes it's about being at the right place at the right time, kind of sitting there, refreshing all day long. We source a lot of our deals in the live stream, not directly like I'm doing it right now, but making a best offer and then kind of, just waiting to see what happens. So I'm going to make a $12 best offer because that'll bring it to about $16.50. So I'm happy to do that, see if they accept. So we'll make sometimes 40, 50, 60 best offers a day and maybe get 10, 15, 20 of them accepted. So a lot of the game is kind of like a waiting game. It looks like it's just a little dirty. I was just making sure that wasn't water damage. But that's the cool thing about eBay. I mean, it just doesn't stop all day long. I heard a notification. Let's see what we got new popping up here. Looks like we got pass the pigs. Pass the pigs. Interesting. But first, I see a Replen that I've sold before. I sold this June 9th for $46.83. It looks like this just came up for $19.99. Simon. I love flipping Simon. That looks like it is a match. Let's do a quick confirmation. Yeah, Victor wants me to lowball him. Victor wants me to buy, my girlfriend her wedding ring in the future off of eBay as well. I told her that. She says, you ever do that, I'm going to kill you. $19.99. The box is a little smashed up. The thing with this is people aren't really collecting this as long as it's not destroyed. I could probably get away with that one. I'm just kind of looking at the condition here. It looks like the seal is still there. $19.99. What do we think we can sell this for? Replen Catcher saying $49.97, but the 90-day buy box is $42. I've sold it for $43 and about $47. So let's further investigate this item here. Let's see what's going on. One of those items where the buy box is suppressed. So some people might say, oh, you're never going to be able to sell this. No one's ever going to buy it. Yo, I literally have sold it twice. Proof is in the pudding. But this is why sometimes you want to experiment with items because you never know. But yeah, there's no one on this listing right now. Look at this. There's no offers. I could guarantee you if I come on this thing right now for like 50 bucks, I would sell it, especially with Q4 coming. There's people who just want this. Yep. Look, Flex Panther. I know this guy. I sold it for $49.98 recently, $46.49. I know I could sell this for $49.99. I know I could right now. Get this thing in, pay 20. That's a $15 profit, 80% ROI. The only thing I'm a little hesitant with is the condition. I mean, it's not bad, but I'm going to pass on this. I mean, I could buy it, but I got a team who's purchasing and spending $2,000 to $3,000 a day right now. So I'll let them stick with items that we know are 100% good. But that could have been an interesting item. Definitely not a bad flip. Probably could get away with it. All right. Pass the pigs. What is this thing? It's some type of toy. Is it like a card game or something? Is this a mismatch or is this the actual item? I'm just trying to figure out what this is. It says unopened, scuffs on the box. You can see the title right here. 1992. Pass the pigs. Look at this thing. It was for sale at Bueller's for $8.99. I mean, this thing looks new. It's new. Now, you might be saying to yourself, oh, there's shelfware. I'm not going to buy it. This thing's from 1992, 02, 12, 22. This thing is freaking 33 years old, guys. Like, someone who's buying this, it's fine. Like, trust me, it's fine. This could be interesting. I've never sold this before. Let's analyze this. So if I take a look at the Keepa chart, it's, got a suppressed buy box, probably because there's not many in stock. There's a history of this being up to 90, over 80. What can we get this for? 38? And actually, view all offers is 4. Let me see if there's any other offers here. So there is. Look, someone bought it with Replen catcher for $34.90 earlier. So it looks like this is the cheapest option right here at $38. But can we actually sell this for $80 is the question. So let me pass the pig and let's go look at Keepa and see what we got here. 613,000 ranks. Some people would say, I would never touch an item that's a 613,000 rank in toys. I sell this stuff all the time, guys, all the time. The rank doesn't mean much. Sometimes the rank is really high because nobody's been in stock. And look right here, like no one's been in stock, like very few. There's one FBM seller at 84 bucks right now. And if we look at the buy box statistics, the history, look at this thing. This person sold it for 79, 86, 79. They're not even on the listing anymore. This thing's, I bet you right now I could sell this thing for $89.99 all day long. Why? Because people have done it in the past and there's nobody on the listing. Now, this is one of those items where, if you got 200 bucks in your bank account and you're trying to flip things super duper quick, probably wouldn't buy this. But if you're someone who's, got a bankroll and you're playing with 5, 10, 20, 30 grand and you're, willing to have some inventory sit for a couple months, this might be a good play. So we can buy this for $38.81. Let's put that in the seller amp. Sell it for $89.99. I mean, that's a killer find right here. A little risky, obviously, no guarantees. Let's verify that condition real quick if it's still here. I mean, it's got a little shelfware, but it's not bad. My prep center will put that in a poly bag. It's perfectly fine. It's unopened. Yeah, a couple scuffs, but I don't think someone's buying this to collect it. There is a best offer on it. So I don't know if Victor is still here right now, but why not make a best offer? I think this thing's going to be sitting for a while. So why not make a best offer at 20 bucks? And I'm going to say, hey there, I'm interested in flipping this item. It's a gift for one of my friends who run BookMine. So we'll see what happens here, and we'll see if this gets accepted. They might just auto decline it. And maybe they're like BookMine, like, holy crap, I am a member of BookMine. I buy books all day long. I used to use Keepa, but now I'm using BookMine, right? And I'm buying way more books. So maybe this person's like, let's do it. Let's rock it. So that would be pretty sweet if they know Victor, if they know BookMine. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see if we can pop on the pig. So I'm going to hit the X. Yep. Victor, you know it, baby. All right, so let's go back to the live stream. Matter of fact, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to my Replen catcher area. Now, I'm tracking 3,947 custom replens. And let's see if we got any replens that are available here. Let's see what we got. What do we got going on here? Cranium. Oh, I love this game. Let's see what's available. I sold this actually 2 weeks ago for 67. This is 28. A lot of people love to list Cranium as new and then it's used. Oh, this looks new. There's a little knick-knack right there, but I'll just throw a sticker over it. My prep center will. That's fine. Brand new. Just making sure there's no issues with condition. This seller has 42 reviews. Let's just double check that this looks like there could be a tiny dent there, but doesn't look anything major. People are just buying this, making sure it's new. I don't think Amazon's going to kick this stranded for a tiny little dent right there, but I could make a best offer. Let's run the numbers on this. Again, I sold this for 67. I can get it for 28. Let's look around and see what's going on here. So I can buy this for what, 28 bucks right now? Looks like FBA is at 69.95. I've sold this just recently for 67. I've sold it for 57 before as well. This thing's going to keep going up in price for Q4. This thing always does well for Q4. The seller count is increasing a little bit, but then it came down a little bit. I mean, there's a history of this thing selling for 65, 70 all day long, guys, all day long. If I get it for 28 and if I sell it for, let's just call it 67.99. That's $19 profit, 70% ROI. But hey, sometimes I get a little bit greedy when I flip from eBay to Amazon. Not really greedy, but sometimes you have to understand items get returned, items can be damaged, there's issues. So I always like to get a little bit better of a deal. So since we got Victor here and we got the founder of BookMine on the live stream, you know what I got to do. I got to make a best offer. Before I do, I want to see, is there any other ones that are available cheaper? And Replen Catcher will organize it for you. Yeah, this one for 22. It says new. Let's see if it's actually new. No, this thing's used. That is not new. And then there's another one here for 29. So that one might be the best opportunity. So let's go ahead and make an offer on this. So let's just say 13 bucks. Let's get a little crazy here. They'll probably decline it. If I get it for 20 bucks, that would be crazy. That would be a killer deal. Yeah. Let's see if anyone responded. Seller offer. These are other offers that sellers are making me on different items that my team was looking at. Look at this. The seller offered me $100 on this right here. I've sold this before. I know I've sold this a bunch before. Let me see what this is selling for. I'm going to scan this with my phone. I want to see. Actually, you know what I could do? I can do this. I can do this. I could highlight it, and then I could go right click, and I can go to search with seller amp. Let's see if I could get this thing to pop up. Yeah, it looks like this is the right listing because this is 82,000 rank. Oh yeah, that one's refurbished. So yeah, this is the listing right here. So I could buy this for 100. I could buy this for 100. Someone literally just sent me an offer for this. My team's probably sleeping right now, but yeah, look, FBA, the lowest is at 199.99. I'm going to search my sales. I want to see what I've sold this for before in the past. Matter of fact, what I could probably do is I'm going to copy this ASIN, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the live stream just so I can kind of share with you guys an example here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to reset filter. I'm going to throw in this ASIN and hit search. Okay, perfect. So I can see, holy crap, guys. Look at this. I sold this item 8/15/2025. So that was 11 days ago for $249. Sold it for $235. Sold it for $265. They just sent me an offer for 100 on this. What's going on here? Did my team make an offer? Wow, they sent me this for $100. Let me see what the heck's going on here. Is this thing damaged? Oh boy, this might be a killer little score here. Let me not get too excited. There could be something wrong. There could be damage. That looks good. Let's read the description really quick. Sealed, da-da-da-da-da. Nothing about condition here. This looks good. Am I missing something? I'm always paranoid that I'm like missing something. Wow. Let's run the numbers on this. So if I get this for 100 and let me X out of all this stuff. Oh, looks like it wants me to do the whole thing here. Let me see if I can get this pulled up again. Here we go. Well, I've sold it for a lot more. Are people lowering the market right now? Yeah, it looks like some people are coming in at 200. I mean, even if I sold it for 200, that's still a $74 profit, 75% ROI. I mean, I'm going to pop on this thing for sure. I'm definitely popping on this thing. So I want to make sure one more time the condition is good because this is a little higher ticket. Yeah, that looks good. Let's buy it. $12.50 shipping. Interesting. I mean, it's still not bad. I mean, that's still not bad. Why don't I, I'm gonna counter them just a little bit because I didn't know there was $12 shipping on it. It's still a good deal, but you guys, there's so many freaking. Does it not let me counter it? Oh, because they sent me an offer. I see. Got you. Well, let's run the numbers on it being 112 instead, 112.50. Yeah, the reason I can't make a best offer is because on eBay, if you look at somebody's product, they have the option to send you an offer, even if there's not a best offer option on it. And then you could either accept or decline. I could send a message here, but let me run the numbers again on this. I know I could sell it for more than 200 because I've sold it for more than 200 in the past. And this might be a play where I just wait for these other people to sell out. Looks like I have a couple more in stock already. So there's no need for me to get crazy here. Yeah, it looks like this guy and this guy have dropped the price. I mean, they'll sell out. This is selling 34 times a month. So, I mean, even right now, I mean, it's still $60 profit. It's still a 50% ROI. It's not bad. I should probably just purchase this now because I think what I'm going to do is just wait. I'll probably price it at, what did I sell this for? 240, 230. But that was back then. I mean, honestly, and the buy box, I'm pretty sure I'll be able to sell this for 220 all day long. Yeah, I mean, why would I turn that down? I'm just going to accept that. So let's go ahead and review this. Let's go ahead and go to checkout if this is still available. All right, 112.50. Got my prep center, confirm and pay. Bada bing, bada boom. The profits are coming soon. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. All right. So yeah, there we go, guys. Looks like there's some more items that keep popping up. I mean, this is just all day long, guys. There's just, these deals never stop. Let me pull this out and see what's going on because I keep hearing alerts. Oh, too bad I'm restricted on that. Let me, I'm going to hide the items that are restricted. Someone popped on this, which doesn't look very great. Yeah, there's so many deals. It just never ends, guys. But I'm going to pull down this screen share real quick. See if anyone has any questions. Appreciate it, Victor. Hey, if you guys aren't following Victor, give him a follow. He's got a really awesome Facebook group as well. Go check him out. Book mine, Joji Davenport, Victor Galejos. Also, guys, we got Books and Beyond going down October 10th to the 12th. So if you guys want to learn how to flip books, how to do Amazon to Amazon flips, eBay to Amazon flips, definitely check out Books and Beyond. Yeah. Oh, someone saw me checking out with magnesium. Yeah, I just re-upped on my magnesium yesterday. But yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Maybe YouTube will share this with more people. I have no idea why YouTube doesn't like me anymore. I'm trying to share with my followers how I'm making a 6-figure income. They don't want to share my videos. I don't know. Maybe it's, YouTube's like, Steve, if you want your audience to watch, go back to the thrift store, go back to buying and selling clothing. I ain't going back, baby, unless Amazon kicks me off one day. Yeah, Victor, I got 199,000 followers, but it means nothing because nobody watches the videos anymore. It's really weird to me. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Maybe YouTube hates me. Maybe my followers are just like, I can't do eBay to Amazon. It's too complicated. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep plugging along. And hey, if I'm talking to myself, I'm talking to myself. I'm making money. You guys saw me buy some pretty cool deals today. So with that being said, guys, I hope you all have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for everybody who was hanging out, watching, sourcing. Happy hunting. Have a great day. Much love, everybody. See you in the next one. Bye-bye.